Back with the Euro Canadian dollar on Friday the 9th of March. Time of recording is 17:50. So the day's pretty much drawing to a conclusion now. Just wanted to do a quick summary of the action today. So we got the breakout that we anticipated with the Euro CAD. On the long-term chart here, we can see it's broken the neckline of the head and shoulders. So the smaller setup, which we're going to look at now, that did cascade into the larger setup here, which is the head and shoulders top pattern with crossover just happening. So that's good. A little late in the day to be trading that one, so it was opening up a long-term trade like that late in the Friday afternoon. So I didn't take the long-term one, but the short-term one was certainly doable. So going down the time frames, first of all onto the 1 hour chart. If we had this green support line here, everything looked good, and so it broke pretty much earlier on this afternoon, around 2 o'clock or so. Let's tune in and take a little look at it. Okay, there's our last. There's the 3 contact points here. Okay, entry was at 130.70 below the break candle. It got there in a hurry. The exit 130, or sorry, the stop loss 130.90 above the line, 20 pip stop. Profit target was just above the red trend line, which was the aim for that was for the main trade. Main trade profit target then was 130.50. So that was achieved very quickly, actually, in pretty much less than a minute. And then obviously partial still running. The partial will be continued to run. I've got 2 partials for this particular trade because of the potential for the cascading into the longer term trend. So 2 partials. The first partial will come out before the market closes tonight. I'm not going to leave that in over the weekend. Second partial will be left in over the weekend for the longer term. So right now we're about 100 pips to good on the partials. So hopefully maybe that'll move on a little bit more tonight. Certainly from the long term perspective, if we look at the 1 hour chart, that did produce a big break candle here on the 1 hour chart. But given the time of entry late in the day, this is a longer term trade, this one. So I decided that later on, sort of Friday afternoon, it wasn't really worth opening up longer term trades, especially at this break zone going into the weekend. In case it pulls back against me and gaps up possibly over the weekend, I don't mind taking that risk with small partial, but certainly not with main trades on a longer term trading strategy. So what I'll do Monday is Sunday night Mondays we'll look for to see what happens here if we get a retracement, and we can trade first retracement if we get a setup. So that's the Euro CAD. Flick over now to the Pound CAD. That broke as well, obviously, and that was actually quite a fortuitous setup. There's the neckline of the head and shoulders top pattern. Let's just zoom out and take another look at that. There's the head, shoulder, 3 contact points. Okay, and earlier in the day when I was doing my first recording, we were getting a push down to break the line. That was obviously a probe down there to attract a few early short traders. No doubt anyone that did move in on that move would have been triggered in below the break candle here and promptly stopped out. So it was well worth just sitting back and waiting until after the news event, the midday news for the Canadian dollar. So at the news there was a bit of spike up. And then it subsequently has fallen to crash through. So the entry was 10 pips below this low. Just pop that in now. 56.17, 56.7. Stop loss above the line, 10 pips, 56.47. Okay, I can't get it exact, but that'll do. And 40 pip profit target on the main trade, so 55.67. So keeping it 1-to-1 risk reward ratio on main trade, partial still running, 2 partials again, given the cascading effect for this particular trade. If we look at it at the 4-hour chart and zoom out a little, in fact we need to zoom out to the daily. There's potentially this issue here that we talked about earlier, this trend line, so it's right on it now. So if it can break on through there over the weekend, if we can gap on through that on Sunday night, then potentially we're off and running. So the first partial out tonight. Take what we can get on that. Second partial, leave it in over the weekend. If it comes back to zero, that'll be out. If it can move on through, we'll keep it in and let it run. Okay, so that's it for today. We will be back again and review these pairs and see where they stand on Sunday night. Okay.